So Halo 5 is an awesome 15 days away. That's like 2 weeks, and I am so excited about this game. Now, I'm making this video to talk about it. As you can clearly see, I don't have any Halo 5 gameplay. This is because I don't have a capture card. Well, I do have a capture card, but it doesn't record Xbox One gameplay. So while I talk about this, you're gonna have to make do with the Team Fortress 2 stuff. I know that it doesn't have Halo 4 in it. It's like Halo Reach remodels. They're really good. But you know, I just want to talk about it because I'm really excited about it. First of all, the story. I'm pretty psyched about the way that they're going to take Halo. 343 has done a pretty bang up job so far. I mean, not necessarily in gameplay. Just regarding Halo 5, because honestly, I thought that Halo 4 was, I don't know, it was somewhat lackluster. I think I see where they were going with the whole armor abilities thing, because Bungie did that. They did that with Halo Reach, and it sort of worked. It had like mixed reception. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I thought it was all right, despite the armor lock, which I'm sure that a lot of other people hated as well. But with Halo 4, they tried to balance it out a little bit. They made Sprint its own thing, which is now implemented into every Halo game now, I presume, apart from Halo 2 Anniversary. But yeah, the gameplay looks. No, not the gameplay. Well, yeah, the gameplay looks really good. The cool thing is that they're implementing that with the story. Like, they've actually talked about how they're making levels more there's like more verticality, if that's even the right word to use in this context. Like, there's ledges, and like using those ledges you can find secrets and stuff like that, which I am pretty excited for. Like ODST, for example, it's kind of fun, like just walking around New Mombasa at night and just finding these audio files. I still need to do that, to be honest. But it's like you're being a little Gumshoe, which is kind of cool. I've never like seen or read the Gumshoe comics or what Gumshoe is, but it's cool to just walk around and discover stuff. Going back to the whole story thing though, with Halo 4, they did it so beautifully. I think. I don't know why I'm making like hand gestures. You can't even see them, but yeah, I thought they did it beautifully. It isn't exactly Bungie type storytelling though. Like they have their own way of telling the story. And with Halo 4, they did it mainly through cinematics and voiceovers and the usual stuff that you would get in a AAA title. But it was unique because Halo didn't really do that before, and I'm pretty excited to see where they're going to take it. Especially with well, if you haven't played Halo 4, which I'm surprised if you haven't played Halo 4, but just mute it for a sec. But because Cortana died, or somehow died, or something to do with the domain, I don't know if she died or not, but the fact is that she's gone. Well, at least what John thinks, and I'm sure a lot of people think. He's got no one else to turn to apart from his blue team. At least that's what happens in Halo 5. But at the end of Halo 4, he talks to Lasky, and he gets on with him quite well. So I'm really intrigued to see what happens to him. In addition to that, we've got Buck, which is really cool. I loved him in ODST. I mean, Nathan Fillion, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with that sort of talent, can you? Yeah, Buck's coming back. He looks beautiful. I mean, Nathan Fillion looks beautiful, nonetheless, but that's a different story. And I haven't read I don't know if it's in a comic or a book, but again, if you haven't read the book or read the comic, mute it for a sec. But something happens to his team. Like, I'm sure that Jay, Mark 6 Productions, is probably going to correct me if I'm painstakingly wrong. But some people are dead. I think. No, not Veronica. I think that Well, the fact is that some of his team are dead, and he's seen a lot of shit. So obviously he's going to be a bit battle hardened. But judging by the trailers, especially the latest one today, um, it, he looks like he's going to be alright. Like he's still got his humor with him. And I just realised I've been talking about story and stuff for like 5 minutes. So I'm going to move on to the next subject. The visuals. Holy crap! I could talk about the visuals for quite a while because I'm a big visual nut. If that's even a right thing to do. I gotta stop saying that. But I've seen the visuals for Halo 5, and I'm sure that other people have as well. I haven't seen any. Actually, no, I have seen concept art, but it's really, really good. I think that it's definitely going to be a step up from games like Halo 4. Hell, even Halo 2 Anniversary had some problems with it. Right. Don't get me wrong. Like, Halo 2 Anniversary is good in its own way. Not necessarily the Master Chief Collection. I don't want to talk about that because I'm sure that we all know about the Master Chief Collection. But Halo 2 Anniversary, with the campaign, it looked really stunning. I gotta say, like they did a lot of obviously they put a lot of work into reskinning and remodeling, but I think that most of it was just re-importing assets, if you know what that means. Basically, it's just dragging and dropping stuff from other Halo games or other games into this one. Like, for example, if you really zoom into the skybox with a sniper rifle on one of the maps, like one of the multiplayer maps, don't know why I was bringing campaign into it, but if you zoom into the sky on one of the multiplayer maps in Halo 2 Anniversary, you can actually see, like, it's kind of pixelated. I mean, obviously it can't be perfect. I mean, it's only skybox, it's only a picture, it's bound to pixelate sometime when you zoom into it. But the fact is, what I'm getting at is that they've put a lot of work into actually remodeling a whole bunch of crap for Halo 5. For example, the tank. Have you guys seen the Scorpion tank? It looks sick. It looks so nice. I gotta tell you, it looks really good. I'm sure there are videos about the tank, so definitely check it out if you're interested. It looks really powerful. Definitely more powerful than the one in Halo Reach and Halo 4. I really wish that they remodeled the Warhawk, honestly. Not a whole lot. I can tell that they've remodeled some parts of it, like the tires and the Gatling gun and the Gauss and some aspects of it, but I kind of miss the old suspension system, if that makes any sense. Like, it looks more like, how do I put this? It looks more like a modern day Jeep in a way. And don't get me wrong, that's a really cool idea because, you know, it looks more realistic. But I kind of miss the old design of the Warhawk, but then again, I'm just nitpicking. Nonetheless, the particle effects and the modeling, everything behind it looks so sweet, including, oh my god, the cinematics, man. If you haven't seen the opening cinematic, I would definitely check it out. Definitely check out the Osiris one. I haven't seen the Blue Team one yet because I don't want to spoil it too much for me. But yeah, the visuals look so nice, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the visuals in action and the models moving and stuff like that. Sorry guys, I just realised that I had my microphone way too close to my mouth, and when I went and I was like breathing, it picked it up. So I'm sorry about that. Next up on the list, I actually have a list here, a nice little list so I can talk about some stuff, is Warzone. Warzone looks really good. I know I'm saying like, oh man, this looks really good, this looks excellent, but seriously, this might be one of the best Halo games ever made. I don't use that term lightly. Yeah, Warzone looks really good, and I think this is what Halo needed for a long time. It's just fun. A big team battle was a big thing back in the days of Halo 3 and I think Halo 2. I didn't play Halo 2 if I'm honest. Sorry people. But yeah, Halo big team battle is definitely like one of the best things that has ever come to Halo, and Warzone is just a step up. I am really here I go again, saying the same thing again. I'm really looking forward to playing Warzone. Um, because it looks balanced, it looks fun. I loved Big Team Battle back in the day, and this looks like it's gonna blow open those gates. Like this could be the next Big Team Battle. Unfortunately, Big Team Battle won't be in the game until I think it's November. I may put it in the video in case I'm wrong, but the point is that Big Team Battle isn't going to be in the game when it ships. But I think that won't be a big problem because Warzone looks like it's going to fill the void for a long time, and like getting all those rec packs and stuff like that. Because well, I play a lot of Team Fortress 2, as you can clearly see. And it's just fun to like open crates. Not necessarily all the time, because you may get some crappy stuff. But it's just fun to see what you get. And it's the same with like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline. You don't really spend money to get these things. Well, apart from the case of Team Fortress 2. But you just get these things for free. It's like opening your own little gift, and it's like saying thank you for playing. Here, have some shit, have some random stuff that I picked up on the way to the store, and it's really cool. And you have like reskins, and there are actually variants of vehicles now, which is super cool. Legendary weapons, and it's kind of like Destiny and Borderlands as well, which are two games that I really like as well. So yeah, Warzone looks good. Right, I know I already talked about this, but I think that the Spartan abilities are definitely going to have a step up from Halo 4 as well, because they tried to increase. How do I say this? They tried to improve the whole pace of Halo, especially with the Spartan abilities. I mean, Bungie did it first. That's quite obvious. But Halo 4 did it, I think, a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know. um, the fact is that the Spartan abilities in this game, I think, are going to be much better than in Halo Reach and Halo 4 combined, because it's balanced and it's just fun, and that's two of the major things that have good gameplay, that make good gameplay, that make a good game. Sorry, it's kind of like, well, it's not late, but I've had a long day. All right. And the fact that you have infinite sprint, and I tell you, the two new things that I really look forward to is the ground pound and the Spartan charge. It's just so cool. It's so much fun. Like, I can't describe it. It's just so much power behind that stuff. Like, you gain enough speed. You ever flipping shoulder charge into someone and they poo their pants because they're dead? They're like, oh, someone just spawn charged me, and they go flying. Well, they don't go flying. I'm sorry, I thought I know what I was talking about. I'm probably going to leave this part in, because why not? But yes, getting back on track, the Spartan abilities in this game, I think it's going to fit the fluidity again. I don't know, I think that's a word. The flow, there we go, that's a better word to use. It's going to fit more with the flow of the game, especially with the whole 60 frames thing going on. I mean, Halo 4 looks really good under 60 frames, but this is the first Halo game, apart from Halo 2 Anniversary, the first proper Halo game that is being shipped in 60 frames per second. I know that Halo 2 Anniversary was 60 frames, but I think this is a step up. I think we'll all agree. But the 60 frames per second is pretty good. It's also going to suit the fact that you can aim down sights. I'm sure that a lot of people are. Well, I was kind of like that, where it looks more like a Call of Duty or Battlefield, and yes, as I said, I was like that, because Halo never really did that. I mean, the only weapons you could have scopes on are ones like the Magnum and the carbine, stuff like that. And well, the point is that I don't know. It's just that it flows better. Maybe I'll touch on the subject in another video, but just take my word for it. It'll just flow with the game, I think. And then we have Hunt the Truth, which is brilliant advertising, I think, because it engages the audience. It gets them excited. It gets them ready. It's like going for a jog before you go on an Olympic sprint. It's just really good, and they're setting up this whole mystery behind it, and people are looking into it. Hunt the Signal. If you haven't checked it out, please do. There's a whole podcasting behind it, and it's got loads of celebrities in it. So please, yeah, absolutely bang on job with the advertising there, 343. You're almost making up for Master Chief Collection, I believe. Right, another thing I'm going to talk about is something that has occurred to me for a little bit, let's say. I've been talking to some of my friends, and some of them they're not sure about getting Halo 5 because they haven't played Halo 4 because I don't think that they like the way that it was, like, compared to Halo 3. And then again, I'm not speaking for them. I'm not gonna name them, but it's very, very different. 343 have a different way of Halo to Bungie, because Bungie they were sort of like laid back, and they just, well, I wouldn't say laid back, but it was sort of slow. I think they were pretty good storytellers, I think. And honestly, for a while when I played Halo 4, I kept on saying, yeah, I think that Bungie is way better storytellers than 343. But as time went by and as they added to it, they put in a lot more information than Bungie did. Like, for example, the big mistake everyone knows, Halo Reach. At first, when I played it, I was like, yeah, you know, this is a good game. I think the storyline's pretty good. But now I'm actually reading the book. I don't think it's not nothing like it, and I can see why people like Jay and the others don't like Halo Reach. Aside from the armor abilities and whatnot, and they sort of messed up because it could have been its own Halo game, I guess, instead of a prequel. The fact that they linked it to the Master Chief and to his origin story, and it also had the same title as the book, which led to a bit of an uproar, with a little bit of mistakes. So, and obviously everyone makes mistakes. Even 343 did, for example, Master Chief Collection. But how do I put this? They're sort of patching things up, like they're learning from their mistakes. Bungie are doing the same thing with Destiny, but I'm not talking about Destiny. I'm talking about Halo. So there we go. The point that I'm getting at basically is that 343 and Bungie do Halo very differently, and I can see why they are skeptical about not getting it, especially with Halo 4. And if you're going to get Halo 5, then you really need to play Halo 4, otherwise you don't really understand what's going on. Of course, I mean, I haven't got Halo 5 yet. They might have a sort of a recap thing, but it would be better, especially with people who have bought Halo 4 and they understand, and they've been with the whole universe, the whole Halo universe expanding, like, firsthand, like they witnessed it firsthand, and they understand things like the Didact and the Domain and the Librarian, and they've actually got all the books and the comics. I don't. I only have the box set one, which has like full reach and stuff like that. But I've played Halo 4. I understand what's going on, and even without a recap in Halo 5, I would understand, like, why he's going rogue, why he's doing all this stuff, and why they're hunting him down. But the way that Bungie told it, it was just one giant universe. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's the right way to put it. the way that Bungie did it, I think they focused a little bit more on gameplay than story, and it I didn't really feel good about saying that because they did Halo 2 and Halo 3 really well, I think. Oh, and not to single out ODST. Don't get me wrong, ODST was really exceptional, especially at the storytelling and the music, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But their way of storytelling and the way of gameplay is very different to 343. But if you haven't played Halo 4, give it a try. I would say if it's you can probably get a pre-owned version for the 360 for I don't know. I don't have the numbers on the screen at the moment, but maybe like £10 or less. I think I saw it in the shop for like £5 or like $6. I don't know. I don't know the exact calculations, but yes, definitely try Halo 4. If you don't like it and you want to go straight to Halo 5, that's fine. But just be warned, if you haven't played Halo 4 and want to go to Halo 5 and they don't have a recap and you're confused, don't be surprised. Not to mention one of the best things about the Halo franchise, the soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing. Kazuma Jinoichi is an innovator, I think. He's brilliant at what he does. Ever since Marty O'Donnell, well, I wouldn't say left, but ever since they moved on from Bungie, Kazuma Jinoichi and I suppose Neil Davidge as well has done a really good job with the soundtrack. They changed a few things, like there was more of a sci-fi, like magical sort of feel to it than the traditional drums, but it's just beautiful, man. Like if you haven't heard, I'm sorry, I keep calling you man. I don't know if you're a man or a lady or a dog, or whoever you identify as, but either way, what I'm getting at is that the soundtrack sounds really good, and I think that they're heading in a really cool direction with this, like with the whole orchestral and like with the bells and everything. And I think that is supposed to imply the fact that this is a big game with a big storyline, and that Kazuma has done it really well. I don't know if there are other contributing artists to the soundtrack, but I haven't really checked it. But I think that yeah, Kazuma, you're really good. You're like top dog with the soundtrack. I can't wait to purchase it. And last but not least, one of my favourite new things that they're implementing into this, the sprint. I love the sprint. Considering that I'm actually studying this stuff, learning all about, behind the scenes and how they actually make games, modeling and stuff like that. It's really interesting. I'm sure that sounds like a little bit nerdy, a little bit weird, but honestly, I love that series to bits. I don't know how many times I've seen season 2. Season 1 was alright, I suppose, but season 2 is my favourite. Not to mention season 3. And I think that the fact that they're doing that, or like the fact that they're doing that is really I don't know. I know the words at the top of my head. Let's just say that as a result of that, I think that more people are going to go into the games industry, and it's pretty good promotional material, I think. They've avoided a lot of spoilers, but I suppose they dropped a few hints here and there. And I think it's great how the team, works together and they have fun and they make just really exceptional work. If somehow someone from 343 is watching this, thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution to Halo. I really look forward to playing the game, or if you're watching this after it's come out, thank you for making it. And I hope you enjoyed making it, because that's one of the best things about making a game, I suppose. Well, that and constant crashes, I suppose. Oh yeah, I've been in software crashes. They're like the best thing that can happen. So there it was. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but it's going to be long and it's going to be boring. I'm sure that there's like a sexual innuendo somewhere in there. So take it as you want. If you've made it to the end of the video, I'm sure that some people have. I think you know who you are. But if you're not who I think you are, then thank you very much for watching. I don't know. Again, I don't know why I made this. I don't know why I'm making it public, but I just want to talk about Halo 5 and what I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure that I've left a lot of stuff out, but yeah, yeah, Halo 5, 2 weeks away, people. I'll probably drop another video sometime in the next few million minutes or something. Look, I gotta go because I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going. Peace out. Halo 5 is gonna be good. Away I go. Oh my god. You do know you have to do the background parts as well, so you gotta have someone in the background. Don't ever let it go. Up at the end.